Our other top story at 5, we're getting our first look at the woman now formally charged with stabbing a McDonald's manager to death.
Yes, this is her mugshot right here. Afeni Muhammad faces 1 count of first-degree murder in the death of Jennifer Harris, a mother of 6 children. Here she is with her children posing for that photo.
She coming in there talking about some, yeah, I broke my door in half and I had to pull my gun out on my kids since this and that. Well, you know, telling us that like early today by the same person. I'm telling you, she's a bully. Stop fucking with me!
Welcome. This is Fugitive TV. We are back. I wasn't going to cover this story at first. You know, I saw the articles, I saw the news, it hit my timeline, and I keep seeing, employee, unalived the manager at McDonald's. And I was thinking, man, fights going all the time at McDonald's. There's all kind of stuff to go on at all these fast food places that we don't talk about. It doesn't hit the news, and it just happens out. It literally does happen a lot. And as I clicked on an article, and when I clicked on it, I started reading it, and then I was like, wait, let me look into more of this. So you have this woman that goes by the name of Afeni Muhammad, okay? Afeni Muhammad. She unalived her manager of McDonald's.
Ty, that is right. And more than 24 hours later, the police tape is now gone. But this McDonald's here on 9 Mile is still closed. And tonight, we're also learning more about the suspect, including videos she posted to her Instagram just days before this fatal stabbing.
Biggest scores not in session. Uncle Kathleen Gaines presiding.
Inside 38th District Court.
Ma'am, do you understand the nature of the charges against you to your satisfaction after talking to your attorney?
Yes. 26-year-old Afeni Muhammad appeared over Zoom from jail, now charged with first-degree murder and given a $25 million bond.
Now, her manager of McDonald's supposedly told her that she can go home early, and then Afeni got mad, went to the car, left, and then came back with a knife that she already had in the car, went into the McDonald's and poked her up 15 times. And the manager ended up passing away from these injuries of the wounds, right? So I'm looking at this. I'm like, what's going on? So I come across, I'm pretty sure you guys have seen it already. I come across her Instagram, her social media. So her Instagram, man, this girl, Afeni, she had some serious issues going on.
He lied when he said that. He never lied.
Now, there's posts that she made, talking about the manager, about how she's fed up, about how her manager's bullying her and telling her to go home and things like that, which...
Today by the same person. I'm telling you, she's a bully. Funny. She needs to understand that just because she's a mother and got children doesn't mean that she can come in the store, disrespecting people, talking to them like everybody's beneath her. She has no respect. And it isn't funny at all. Like, seriously, man, I gotta take care of. And she keeps sending me home early. It's not funny. She's playing games. And then all day, throughout the day, she keeps sending her. And then throughout the day, she keeps on putting negative energy in the air, talking about people, gossiping about people. It's not funny, man. Stop. She's a bully. I'm telling you. She's a bully. She brings a lot of negative energy in there. She always panic when there's a lot going on. And then she try to manipulate that and make it seem like we ain't doing something right. But we are working really hard and doing great. It's just the fact that she panicked. And I caught her a few times making a mistake. And she tried to hurry up and play it off. Nobody's perfect. You know what I mean? Sometimes, somebody might get confused. So it's busy, yeah. But she needs to stop playing like she don't be making mistakes. I be catching her. So all that animosity that she keep putting in the air and stuff, then trying to tell me, I'm always snapping on people. No, that's false. No, I don't snap on people. I don't go in there doing that. I tell her, no, I make peace. That's what I'm doing. I've been creating peace. So all that negative energy that she's bringing in there and trying to manipulate it, no, that's going to stop. Y'all act like my kids in here. No, we ain't your kids. Respect us. Stop talking to us like that. But to get sent home 2 days in a row, man, and I came in on my off day to make up my time, and she still sends me home early, it's not funny. Somebody gonna have to do something about that. It's not funny. It's not fair. It isn't funny at all. So, she could keep being a bully if she wants to, but that's going to catch up to her. Because it ain't funny at all.
She is accused of stabbing her manager, Jennifer Harris, at an East Point McDonald's off 9 Mile. Police say Muhammad was sent home early, but returned with a knife.
When Muhammad returned to stab Harris, she entered the back entrance with a hood mask over her face in an attempt to conceal her identity.
She stabbed the victim multiple times, up to possibly as many as 15 times.
However, the defense argues there's more to the case.
My client is extremely anxious to have those facts brought to light during the pendency of this case.
And according to the suspect's social media, she wasn't shy about her feelings towards the victim.
Anytime you get sent home early from a job, that means you're not working. So that means you're not getting that paycheck. So, I guess she needs this money to survive, to live, right? Like the rest of us. Now, at this time, I'm looking at this video. I'm not, thinking about, all the bills she might have. I'm thinking, she might live at home, whatever else it is. So I keep scrolling down her timeline. She makes another post about some reason her manager and her manager talked about how she was pointing pistols at her children or something.
Not on my kids, since it's an ad. Well, telling us that, like, telling us you pulled a gun out on your kids for it. You sound like a psychopath. That's what I wanted to tell her. She was talking about she blacked out. I'm like, yeah, you must have had blacked out if you pulled the gun out on your kids. Like, I'm like, what the f*** are you telling me this for? Like, to think she's like trying to make it seem like that she big dog or something, telling me about you pulling the gun out on a kid. I don't, like, that shit scare me. You know what I mean? That scare me if she thought she was trying to intimidate me at all. I don't give a f*** telling me about some with and maybe that's why they always fighting her, to defend themselves. They probably felt like their life was threatened.
I don't know if this is true or not. And then Afeni went online, it looks like inside of her car, and was, ranting about it and was like, I'm not scared of you. Why are you telling me you're pointing pistols at your children? It's very weird, right? Very weird. But anyway, from watching these two videos, you can kind of tell that something was not right with Afeni. Something is not right with her. Something in her head was off. She looked like she was searching for things. Now, if you keep going on her Instagram account, which is Rising Phoenix, she has music that she made. Now, her music is not the best. I'm not going to sit here and say it's the best. It's not even the best quality. She probably was making the music from her phone. There's apps that you can download on your phone that you can record yourself and make music with. That's what it sounds like she was doing. She probably didn't have the means to go into a studio. But in her music, there's certain things that she's talking about. Like, one is Sober Love. A lot of times when you're making music, you're speaking from the heart for a lot of us. So does she have some sort of issue with drugs or alcohol, or does she know anybody with issues of drug or alcohol? And I'm not going to put it past her if she did. And you keep scrolling down. She has another video where she's talking about a person that she lived with. Now, the person that she lived with, I guess, was a guy. And it's kind of vague, but if you look at the video, she's ranting about a guy. And I guess if Afeni didn't make any money from doing DoorDash or anything like that, the guy would buy her things like food, and in return, the guy would expect for her to do sexual favors.
I'm just sitting at this park right now. I wanted to I had to talk to my neighbor Wayne again and like clear up everything with him, because how I said how like he's always like he always like look at me a certain way or something, and I told him that like I don't want to have sex. I told him that. So it's like, sometimes he would give me something to eat or something if I didn't make anyone on Instacart. I get that. But I told him like I don't want him thinking that that I owe him that just because he do that for me sometimes. I want him to think that I owe him sex. So now, like, after I told him that, it's like he's been crying and crying and telling me he think I use him. Dismissing everything that I do for him and did for him. Dismissing the fact that he had this condition that he'd been going through for a long time and nobody can help him. But me, I helped him get through it. And I cook, and I don't have a lot of money, but I still make money at work. But I don't have a car right now. I'm still working to get in a car. And he feels like I owe him sex. And now he's mad and crying and trying to make me feel guilty. I need to just calm down. I'm gonna be okay. but I should have known. I'm playing my peaceful music so I don't have to listen to you doing this, and you're interrupting my music, calling my phone. Please leave me alone.
You told me you never ignore me.
Stop.
And she was ranting about that. And she's like, I'm fed up about this. And in the middle of the rant, it sounds like which is that guy knocks on the door. And then Afeni starts screaming. She starts screaming, no, I don't want to give this to you. I don't want to give you these sexual favors. It was very odd of what's going on. And I tried my best to see if I can find out what's going, like, does she have any family? I can't find it. There's nothing online that says she has family. Where's her mom? Where's her dad? Sisters, brothers, uncles, nephews, something. I can't find anything.
Something funny, right? When I had went to Wendy's, I had got my 10-piece nuggets or whatever. I didn't go through drive-thru though. I went inside the building because the line was too long, drive-thru. And inside the building was empty. It was only one person in there waiting on their food.
About that, I did go to her Instagram, and on her Instagram it shows that she was following 4 or 5 people. One is Eminem. Eminem looks like it's probably her favorite artist, which is, I don't want to say this the wrong way. So she had some sort of a dark side to her because Eminem's music, especially at first, was very dark. It was kind of gloomy. It was, you don't want to with shady. Eminem's a GOAT. But you can't deny that some of his music, actually most of it when he first came out was funny, but it was dark, right? So some reason she was connecting with that. And the reason why, maybe because she had her own inner demons, to fight with. Very odd, very weird, In that category. But I couldn't find no family members, no nothing. But she did have some people that she was following. Now, I did go to a couple of their Instagrams that she was following just to see, like, if they were family members, if she knew them, and things like that. And then, come to find out, there was some people that she was following that actually knew her. I think it was 2 of them. So one of them, the girl put on her story, which I screenshotted it from her story. She said the girl that sat there and thought she was going to run, someone had her at a pistol point. So basically she's talking about how when Afeni unalived the manager, she tried to run away, but there was a witness there with a weapon, and the witness actually stopped her and held her at gunpoint until the police got there. She said that Afeni's not crazy, that she's making herself look crazy. I don't know if I believe that one. I think Afeni does have some mental issues. She does. And on the other part of the story, she also said that she tried to stab her boyfriend, her ex-boyfriend. Now, I did come across some things about how she was actually involved with some prior stabbings. One was at Taco Bell.
And the 26-year-old made her first court appearance today, and we learned this isn't the first time investigators say that she stabbed someone. Fox News' Camila Miri has the latest.
Prior to the stabbing, Muhammad was sent home by Harris for not performing her work duties and told Harris, I'll be back.
Meanwhile, the prosecutor revealing this in court about Muhammad.
The defendant does have a prior instance of at least one that I'm aware that involved a stabbing, similar obviously to the stabbing that occurred in this case involving a knife.
That prior stabbing occurred in Virginia. Muhammad's attorney arguing
she was in an extremely abusive relationship that was not only mental but physical, that involved alcohol issues, which is where the habitual second stems from, and her prior record.
The judge set Muhammad's bond at $25 million cash surety only. She will be back in court on July 23rd for a probable cause hearing. In East Point, Camila Miri.
Did this girl have, let's say, issues. And it sounded like she did have issues. It sounded like she had issues that was deep down that nobody could, nobody can help her out, which is sad, which is really sad because there was red flags all over. All you had to do was go to her Instagram and you can see that there was issues with her. I wonder who hired her in the first place. And not only who hired her, but when they hired her, they didn't recognize any, what was going on. Now, like I said in a prior, that Afeni was complaining about her manager letting her go all the time. Now, I did see in her social media, she would be in the back room of the store trying to shoot music videos for her music. Now, if she's doing that while she's on the clock, I can see why she was getting sent home. She was always in her car with her McDonald's clothes on, complaining about life pretty much. So if she was doing that while she was on the clock, I can see why she was getting sent home. She wasn't doing her job. On one of the Instagram accounts, this person was a coworker. And the coworker does say in a status, she says, I was only a coworker, or Afeni was only a coworker of mine from a previous job. We knew something was wrong with her, but didn't know much about her. Personal life, she just occasionally gave me rides. So they knew that something was wrong with her at her previous job. When you come across these people, when you think something's wrong with them, a lot of people push them away. They push them to the side. And you know what happens? They end up going to jail. They end up going to prison. I've seen a lot of them inside of there. A lot of those people don't even belong in there. I grew up watching friends die, friends go to jail. I thought that would never be me, till the day I decided to pawn a TV that my friend gave me. That TV ended up being stolen. One thing led to another. Going in and out of jail, I escaped twice. I started one of the biggest crime rings in the state. 10 years it gave me. My 3-year-old son passed away during this process. I could not take it, so I went on a run for 15 years. Different countries, different names, I did it all. My life has been something you only read about in books, but this is nonfiction. This is me. They're just there and they don't get help and they can never be put back in society. Now, I'm not saying Afeni needs to be put back in society. I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying is that, her life is pretty much done. It's ruined. Her life might have been ruined before this even happened in McDonald's. It probably was ruined already, but the problem was nobody paid attention to these red flags and she didn't get help, which is very sad. Now, it's sad that, the manager lost her life. That is a very unfortunate situation. And it's also sad that Afeni is also going to be losing her life. Both situations is very, this stuff shouldn't have happened. But I wanted to bring awareness to this. Mental health is a very big issue and we do not talk about it enough. If you see somebody that you think that has some issues, sometimes pull them to the side, might ask them. You never know what's going on. I know for a fact Afeni probably had a lot of aggression built up in her and she could not release it. And that's probably why she started making this music. And, it just was just the icing on the cake and she just snapped. And it's probably what happened to her in the past. She probably hides everything in and then just snaps. And when snaps, just blacks out and, just loses all self-control. This happens. Now, if you agree with me or her, please post below, tell me any comments that if you worked with her, whatever it is, because, I want to get down to the root of what was bothering her, what was going on. If anything, like, subscribe, share this message because mental health is a real issue. This is Fugitive TV. Book is coming soon. Ray of Redemption. We're out.